Hi guys! So I'm hoping that you enjoyed our last video. It's so different than meeting in class. I so badly want to ask you questions and have you answer me and show me what you know because I know you know a ton. So today we're going to learn about Archimedes. Does anybody, off the top of your head, I want you to stop and think, what do you know about Archimedes? I told you at the end of the last video, there's a couple things that are different about him. He was Greek, and he was a punching numbers in a calculator, mathematician, and he was also an inventor. Have you ever wanted to invent something? You had a great idea for something that would be amazing? Yep, well, Archimedes was a mathematician and inventor. He was from Sicily. Do you remember where Sicily is? Sicily? Yep, well now it's in Italy. He went all the way to Alexandria, Egypt, though, to go to school. It would be kind of like if we went to school here and we were really talented and gifted and our parents wanted to give us all the opportunity we could have, and so they sent us away to a really good school so that we could get the best education possible. So he went all the way to Sicily. Some of the things that he invented, trust me, you use them, whether you realize it or not. He invented the lever and the pulley, so that raised and lowered things, right? So if you have a lever and a pulley, you can raise something that's way heavier than you should be able to lift. Or if you ever, even an example of a lever would be a fork. And you can use it to lift things, right? And so he used a lever and pulley system to raise great big ships. Huge ships in and out of the water. And so he invented the lever and pulley. He used large mirrors on ships to reflect the sun's rays and to burn down other ships. Now, I'm sorry, but that's kind of genius. He used a mirror to burn down ships in the water without ever getting close to them, just by using a mirror and the sun. He also invented the Archimedes screw, which is a system for irrigation. They use it still in the Nile River area and in the Netherlands. I encourage you to get online and to look up the Archimedes screw. It's pretty cool the way it works. It allows water to come up the ridges of the screw. And he also calculated the value of pi. There is a really cool video, a song, that is the song for pi. And it's a lot of numbers long. So I'll post a link at the bottom of this video on YouTube, so you can go to that link and watch that video if you want to. He also discovered a way to test if gold is real or not. Do you remember the silly way that he did this? So he was taking a bath. He got in the bathtub and realized that the water level raised and thought, oh, gold is heavier, more dense than other materials. So if you put gold in water, you would be able to tell by the expansion of the water if it's gold or not. Because if it's not, it wouldn't raise as much. And so he jumped out of the bathtub without his clothes. And he ran to the king, yelling, "Eureka!" Do you remember what Eureka means? It means, I have found it. And he discovered how to figure out if gold was real or not. Because that king was paranoid that his crown that he'd hired to be made wasn't really gold. So, we learned that Archimedes, while a brilliant man, wasn't very practical. He didn't pay attention to detail. He didn't really take great care of himself. He was kind of absent-minded. So if you think of somebody who is really, really smart, but doesn't really think things through, that would be Archimedes. So he actually died when the Romans attacked, not because the Romans wanted to kill him, because actually the commander of the Romans had said, don't kill Archimedes. He has benefited our country so much, we definitely want him to keep doing that. And so, Bailey, shh. And so he was wandering around the city in the middle of the battle, and he was actually accidentally killed. If he just stayed where he was supposed to be, nobody would have killed him. But because he wasn't paying attention to what was going on around him, he ended up dying. He built the lighthouse of Alexandria The Lighthouse of Alexandria was one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. And give me a second, I'm going to turn this page. Hold on. He didn't build it. It was just during the same time, guys. There's a lot of information rolling around in my head. So he didn't build the Lighthouse of Alexandria, but he lived at the same time. And this was a big time for these people because lots of things were changing and growing. And we've learned that when people are in wartime, remember, they're just focused on survival. But right now, there are certain people who are specifically devoting themselves to improving their country. And so the person who built the Lighthouse of Alexandria was Sostratus. It was built in 285 BC, before Jesus was born. It was one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. It was 400 feet high. Now, the Statue of Liberty is 150 feet high, and it's pretty tall. So I want you to think, the Statue of Liberty, 1 time is 150, 2 times is 300. So almost 3 times as tall as the Statue of Liberty. It had an 8-sided middle cylinder and a round top. I can only imagine what an enormous structure it would have been for them to look at that time. So it came down. Do you remember when it came down? In an earthquake. And so that's what we have for this week. That was Archimedes, the mathematician, calculator, inventor, and the Lighthouse of Rhodes. Lighthouse of Alexandria. Sorry. All right, I can't wait to see you next time. If you wore a funny hat, make sure you send a picture of it.